Pink Talk Podcast. I am home. I am home. Welcome back, me. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, Pink Talk Podcast. I'll be your host, Coldplay. I'm missing Bobby Bugatti. I want to send prayers to him. He just went to surgery this morning. Get that knee right, Bobby. Stop playing baseball. You know what I mean? He going to be mad later. All right, but yeah, we live. This is the most specialist episode because I've been in the crib going crazy and I'm losing my mind. And I'm like, yo, gotta get back. And we back. And I got my man, JayWay Photography in the building.
What's good?
What up, Jay?
What's good with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm hyped for this one because this is a good joint. This is right here. JayWay has been grinding.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because we not just photography, and we are using them hemp resources, boy.
Most definitely.
And people sleep on that medical value that hemp has, and we want to dig into your whole background. So I'm gonna let you go ahead, take the floor, do your thing, tell us about you and about your businesses.
Word. I appreciate the opportunity, first of all. Like I said, man, my name is actually Jay Galloway, but a lot of people call me JayWay. That's
I like the JayWay. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Of course, you can get that from the Jay Galloway. You know, start out with the J, the way at the end. That's how it is. But nah, pretty much I'm from here, Winston, Salem, North Carolina. You know, born and raised. You know, always had an entrepreneurial mindset. Always knew that I was going to do something for myself because I didn't want any limitations. But started in photography. I know that's what you all dug up for me.
Yeah,
been doing that for the past 12 years now. Primarily right now, what I focus on is wedding photography and portrait photography.
Yeah, and them pictures crazy.
Man,
they some good pictures. I want y'all to go check him out on Instagram.
Appreciate it.
Check him out because his pictures are not like they some good pictures. I wouldn't lie to y'all.
Word, man. I really appreciate that. Like I said, been doing that. I've been doing that full time now for the past 5-6 years.
Now, what made you make that decision though? Like when was it like I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna do these pictures and they're gonna be crazy?
It was a combination of things, man. It was like children. I do have 2 little babies. My baby's at home. I have a beautiful wife.
Happy belated Father's Day, good brother. You know what I'm saying? I got a group of kids myself. You know what I mean?
Awesome. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
Change. That's that right there.
It's a beautiful thing until Friday. The weekends they all get crazy.
Oh man. But nah, man, it's just I think the kids, wifey, you know, she wasn't wifey in that stage, but she was always wifey.
She was always there.
You know what I'm saying?
She was always there, that's grind.
I mean, it's great to have a great partner to push you and see what you have in yourself. And, you know, when you're teetering that line and you're trying to like.
And you got the doubts. Yeah. She don't have the doubts. Yeah.
Of course. Like when you're teetering that line of like trying to keep a steady job or really go after what I want to do in life. You definitely need somebody that's gonna help push you a little bit and hold your hand along the way.
Yeah. Gotta have a strong woman behind you. Gotta have a strong woman behind you. Shout out to my wife. Gotta have a strong woman behind you.
Yeah, man. Nothing can compare to having a nice partner right there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much that, man. Family, really.
So you've been like taking pictures then, like taking pictures. It was a thing.
I've been taking pictures. Honestly, man, I got that inspiration from my grandmother, dude. Like,
shout out to grandma.
Grandma, she's no longer
Hold
here.
It down.
But
Rest in peace to grandma.
Yeah, but you know, she was definitely holding it down. Like every time we had the family over, she had like these boxes and boxes of pictures, and it's just like, man, it's crazy how you freeze time. You know what I'm saying? It tells. You know, people, it's so cliche. Words. It's so cliche, right? 1,000 pictures worth 1,000 words, but it really is like it's you know, it's like retelling history. Yeah.
So you used to look at these old photo albums and be like, man, that's crazy. And then the older you get interested in, and you know,
I want to be
memories.
the person to create them.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you know what the elephant in the room is.
Okay.
The word is hemp.
Okay, hemp.
We need to know how, when, where, why. We need to know it all. Talk about the hemp.
Talk about the hemp.
We gotta know about the hemp.
Sure thing. Well, aside of also doing photography and a couple of other things, we also, me and my wife, we have definitely jumped into the hemp industry.
The hemp,
or should I say cannabis industry? Because we believe in it all. We believe in it all. It's one.
That's my cologne. Cannabis for men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So out here in North Carolina, it is legal. It is federally legal, but your state does not have to agree with it. But fortunately, so far, North Carolina is a state that is cool with having hemp, which means that it can't have any more than 0.3% THC.
Right, okay? So you're not getting high. The medical
yes,
take care of your medical. Because hemp is good for pain relief.
Pain relief, stress relief, anxiety relief,
and
PTSD,
there's a lot of patients.
inflammation,
Right.
any form of inflammation of the mind or the body.
Right.
That's what
And
it's
in
great
the
for.
last 20 years, there's been a lot of scientific discoveries. And,
Most definitely.
And the hemp industry is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
A big one. The cannabis.
Yeah, cannabis.
So when you made that decision, like, were you cannabis using?
I definitely indulge in cannabis, of course. You know what I'm
so
saying?
you were getting there, and you're like, you know what, this could be a business.
I mean, yes. I mean, for one, unfortunately, so many people are sitting in prison right now for something that is legal.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be irresponsible for someone to think about getting in that industry and not take advantage and do it for them, and have something ready for them and be able to, when things do get 100% legal, really be able to start some reform and get some things in place to really push the fact that, man, you got to do some back pay on these people that's sitting in prison for a long time.
So I'm going to paint a scenario for you then.
Yeah.
So weed is legal in a lot of places, right?
Yes.
We're not kids here. Weed is legal.
Right.
Do you think people should be released from jail that are in there for weed charges? In North Carolina, weed is legal to a certain amount of weight. If you're under that weight and you're in jail right now, do you think they should be free right now?
Well, I mean, how I personally feel, most definitely. You should. It's legal.
It's legal.
Like, it's hard for you, but only legal in states. It's not federally legal yet.
Right.
But
that's tough.
Aside of that, it's a crop. It's a crop that simply grows out the ground. You're not doing anything to change the chemical compound of it.
Right.
Or none of that. So it shouldn't. I can understand. If you're moving a pharmaceutical drug that was made by something else,
right. Don't do
other things going to happen.
Leave them pharmaceutical drugs alone. That stuff is not for us.
This is something that's natural that goes out the ground. You can grow this in your backyard. A little bit of water, a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah, I'm scared of police. I will not grow this in my backyard, but you can. It's growable. You can buy plants and seeds.
I'm not telling nobody to do it, but you can grow it.
It is growable though, but. So is there a difference between hemp and weed other than the THC?
Well, how about this? I'll clarify some things for you.
Oh, you good?
I'll clarify some things for you right here. So, like, what most people consider like weed, right? When they say weed, the reason why you call it weed is because marijuana is a weed. It's a plant that grows like a weed, right? Right. So same thing for hemp, right? You can call it, you can give it a slang word or slang name, but it's really all technically weed, But I will use the proper terms, you know what I'm saying, just to clearly define and break it down for people. You got it, right? So you got cannabis plant, right? Just like you have dogs, right? Like dog is the parent animal of that,
you got
right?
Pit bull,
but then exactly, you have the pit bull, the pit bull terrier. You got whatever, the Shih Tzu, all that kind of stuff. Same way with cannabis, you have two forms of that plant, which is hemp.
I'm mad that I was thinking Shih Tzu and I didn't want to say it on air. And then you said it anyway. I'm mad. That's the first thing that came to my mind. When I was like pit bull, Shih Tzu,
little baby dog.
You know what?
Yeah.
Salem mine.
Yeah.
great minds think alike, and we're both light skinned. We both thought Shih Tzu second. But so basically, it's different strands, and hemp is one of the strands of the cannabis plant.
You got it, just like marijuana is. So you have two different plants, marijuana and hemp, right? Hemp can only grow a level of 0.3% THC, more specifically THC Delta 9, okay? There's a lot of different strains of THC. There's THC is something called a cannabinoid, just like CBD. A lot of people are hearing about CBD.
CBD is actually selling a lot.
Yeah, you got
it.
CBG.
People are smoking CBD.
You got it.
I seen that at the gas station. It looks like weed.
Yeah, that's what hemp is.
It's crazy.
The CBD that people are talking about is hemp. They just focusing on the CBD
part of it.
Yeah, you got it. The CBD cannabinoid. I seen
it at the store. It's like 0.025 or something like that.
You got it. The cannabinoid. That's called a cannabinoid. Like
they smoking enough of that, they're gonna get somewhere.
They're gonna get some relief, some major relief, if anything you're dealing with.
Yeah, it is. Look, see, I got the hemp expert in the building.
Most definitely.
And we take the best pictures in Winston, Salem. Like we gotta realize that when people get married.
He's being so modest right now.
Right, so let's talk, right? Because you're a black entrepreneur.
Sure thing.
With multiple business revenues.
Sure thing.
And you have your thing going on. You're taking pictures and then weddings and parties and everything's going on. And then the corona hits.
Right.
So how does that affect business for you on both sides? Because you have two businesses running with you and your wife, and then the corona hits.
Yeah.
Do y'all take a major loss because you can't really do weddings right now and everything that was going on?
Man, it's just I won't say necessarily a loss, fortunately.
Right.
The blessing about photography is I don't really have a high overhead like my store does, right? Like, for instance, I don't have to pay a rent because I do a lot of traveling, like, you know, for weddings and stuff like that. So the great thing about photography is not a lot of overhead, but unfortunately, still had to take a break from that. Definitely had to do some rescheduling of some weddings, most definitely. So I can't necessarily say I took a loss. We just rescheduled, you know. And I really hate it more for the bride and grooms versus myself.
Right,
I mean,
right.
The money
People,
will come, but, you know, they getting married. They wanted to, you know, get married on a specific date. Right,
and then...
right. Now, I will say about the hemp store, yes, definitely. You start thinking to yourself, the natural way to think is, oh, man, what am I going to do? Right. Yeah. The natural thing is to do that because you have high overhead, right? You got rent and things of that nature. But fortunately, I am in a business that did not have to close down. I'm an essential business. For instance, you know, a lot of people, they turn away their medication and start using hemp more because it's natural. Once again, it grows what naturally grows inside the body. So, you know, they replace some of their medications, or some people right now, everybody's stressed. Think about that. Everybody's stressed. Everybody need a pre-roll and an edible right about now.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, everybody's stressed.
So can the doctors switch their prescriptions? Like, can they go, like, prescribe them to go get the hemp instead?
Nah, so this is not regulated like that. It is not regulated.
They just pour it out. Hold on for the live.
There you go.
He didn't pour it out.
Yeah, why not?
This right here?
This is just a pre-roll right here. This is just a parting gift. I didn't realize.
I'm taking this with me.
Most definitely. Yeah. Most everybody.
Hey, listen. I want y'all to understand right now. Let's get this over camera.
It wouldn't be this right was if we did.
Hey, listen, he brought me 3.
Yeah, 3. One for the whole crew.
He brought me 3. Bugatti. Get well soon. I'll not bring this to you later.
Oh man, he needs it. He needs it right now. You know, he's recovering.
I miss bro so bad. I miss bro so bad,
man. Yeah.
So you have pre-rolls of the hemp.
Oh, most definitely.
And the hemp relaxes the body and does everything it doesn't. So people are switching over a lot, and actually a lot of cancer patients.
Yes, cancer.
So you get a lot of them patients.
I get a lot of everybody, man. It's just anybody. Everybody's dealing with something, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still young. I'm only 30. Like, I'm still young.
Oh, shout out to, I'm only 30.
Yeah, I'm only 30. I'm still young.
I don't look 30 though. You think you look 30?
Great.
I look 21. I just got carded at the store.
Hey, listen. Man, hey, that's the beautiful thing now, right?
I know
I'm great. To not get
I'm ready to shave. I would shave this all off, but then people would think I drive a white van. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like rocking out right now.
Oh man, it's not where everybody is right now.
Yeah, because I don't drive a white van.
Oh man.
So all right, so the country's in the run. We get the coronavirus and going on. You manage to stay afloat. Yeah. And blessing. That's a blessing. And God is great for people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The same. My family was lucky to stay afloat. We had a lot of blessings that go on. Our podcast, we almost took a hit, but Instagram saved us.
Yeah.
And Miss Faith saved us. And shout out to Miss Faith because she be saying no shout out all the time. But shout out to Miss Faith because she saved us, kept us afloat. So we kept it going, and Corona's crazy, and then Donald Trump is acting crazy. So you know, I'm gonna get with you. How do we feel about Trump?
How do I feel about
There's
Trump?
a lot of mix of emotions in black households. I want to point this out right now. Black households, because of what Trump did with the stimulus and everything's going on, there's a lot of confusion with black households.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of people are acting like, I remember getting a call from one of my dogs like, yo, Trump just gave me $1,200. I'm like, bro, listen, don't think that.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, so I want your opinion on Trump and how you feel about Trump. And I also want your opinion on Biden. Which is crazy, and I'm gonna bring up a point about Biden after I get your opinion on Biden, and I want to see how you feel. So the floor is yours.
Okay, well, you asked me about Trump, and how I feel about him. The thing is, I don't feel about him. You know what I'm saying? I don't even. I'm not a person. I'll just be honest. I'm not a person that watches the news heavily. I'm not someone that is trying to get consumed of whatever, you know what I'm saying, the man got to say. You know, I'll probably, if I do watch the news, it'll be more of a world news type of thing. I need to, you know, focus on that. And even for Biden, hey, man, listen, it just sucks that it seems like those are your 2 top choices, depending upon what party you like to go on. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, you know. You had something
I want to shake your hand.
Yeah.
You didn't say Biden. You didn't give Biden a good light. And even though Biden is the better choice out of it, like, we got to pick the lesser evil. Biden is the lesser evil.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, I mean, you have no choice but to pick the lesser evil because independent doesn't win.
But why?
See, because I vote independent personally.
Just asking why though. Like,
Independent doesn't win because of electoral votes. See, what people don't understand in this country is, right, no matter how much you vote, you still have these Democrats and Republicans that run the party of Senate, which make the electoral votes, which pick the president. So even if you were to all vote independent, it would only show up in a number that you would never see. And then the electoral votes would still go to a Republican or Democratic. So it doesn't make a difference. You want to pick the lesser of the evils, and you want to pick to get Trump out of the White House before he destroys the country. And Biden's tolerable.
Oh man,
it's tolerable. I don't like Biden's family history.
man.
Biden has a history in his family that has Ku Klux Klan in it. I don't like that. But Trump has high-ranked Ku Klux Klan in his family, and I don't like that even more. So it's a tough joint. It's a tough one, and I want people to think about that tonight. When you think about that, when you go to vote, just know that you're voting for less two evils. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody.
Man, I just hate that you had to use that term, tolerable. I think that's crazy.
It's tough, but with politics, you always use tolerable. Like, except for Obama, every president you'll ever have is tolerable. You know what I mean?
Why except Obama? I feel like that was tolerable as well.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
You know, I mean, everything is tolerable. Instead of being tolerable,
he said it.
Instead of being tolerable, I just feel like you gotta make these people work for you. I mean, the thing is, before you even get to the presidency, before you can talk about that high, you have to talk locally. So, you know, it really is if we're upset about anything, that portion of things, then we gotta first think about locally, because like what you just said, like, you know, really don't. At some point, we clearly saw in the last election, really having the higher number of voters doesn't mean anything if you don't have the electoral college. So, you know.
But I also want y'all to know that the only way that the black vote is the biggest vote in the country because we don't vote. So the moment we decide to vote, we change the tide every time because we don't vote. There's 40 million African Americans in this country. And the moment we pick something, we decide who wins. So I just want y'all to understand that as well. Now, I will go on the point that local voting is more important than national voting. Changing what goes on in your actual community starts with the mayors and works on down. To you, I mean, and it's like if you don't change your local demographic, nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? You'll never get a change in your life. And I wish y'all all just take that to heed what this brother said. I was just testing your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta test your mind because I gotta see where you at with it. Like some people are woke, and some people are fake woke. Hey
man, I'm just trying to, you know, live life to the fullest.
I also wanna get your opinion on something. Do you watch basketball?
I do.
So I wanna ask, who your favorite team?
Who my favorite team? I'm a Boston Celtic fan.
I'm leaving this, and I am from Philadelphia.
Oh man, yeah.
Let's go, Ben Simmons.
Hey man, listen.
So y'all got Kemba Walker though. That's tough, right? Being a North Carolina dude.
Right now, you can't say nothing to me right now. You just sat there and said, "I know you from Philly."
Listen, Joel Embiid, best center in the league. Come on, JoJo.
Hey, by all means.
Come on, JoJo. So the NBA is talking about coming back, and I know we all been. I've been losing my mind. And Kyrie Irving made a point to where he didn't want to play. He felt like the NBA would be a distraction from what's going on in the country right now. Now, as a black man, because right now what's going on in the country is only affecting us, how do you feel about the NBA, about what Kyrie said about not playing? Do you feel as though they should play or they shouldn't play?
I feel like Kyrie's points are, he has a very strong point to make. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why. It's good, strong points to make on both sides. I mean, you know, or that, you know. I do feel like players, by playing or saying you're going to play, you know, you can do something while everybody has their eyes on you, you know, but not playing is not putting those dollars back into the hands of these people who's supposed to be paying you, but not into the communities and making them do something with the opportunities right now. I just think that's kind of what it is.
I love Kyrie.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie's one of the smartest persons. I mean, I think he is. He's very intelligent.
It could come off a little selfish, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's got, as far as basketball goes, he's very cocky. But basketball is a sport where being cocky wins the game. You know what I'm saying? He hits big shots. You know what I mean? But I think Kyrie's very intelligent. I do think Kyrie forgot about one thing.
What's that?
That he's rich. And there's rookies in the NBA that aren't rich.
True.
And they work their ass off to take their mama out the hood, and now they can't make money because we haven't been able to play. Very true. For the rookies, right, the young black men that have strived since elementary school to get to the NBA, and then they make it to the NBA, and all of a sudden Corona hits and they can't get paid, play the game. Right. Play the game. Let them earn their money. Let them earn their contracts, and speak on these issues every post game. make sure they don't forget. Yeah, the playoffs is playing. Yeah, we in the finals, but don't forget about the fact that we are being treated unjustly. Mm-hmm. Now, the biggest topic I want to talk about, the biggest topic that I'm gonna ask you about. Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about George Floyd. We're gonna talk about George Floyd. I also want to talk about Rashard Brooks. You know what Rashard Brooks is? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you know about both situations. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna talk about George Floyd first because that's the biggest one. Okay. Now I want to know your take on not. I know that you feel like it was murder. I'm just gonna assume that you feel like it was murder. Mm-hmm. I want to take your take on the riots that happened after the fact. Yeah. Like, how do you feel about the riots? You feel like that was a good thing?
I mean, how am I supposed to? I feel just as bad as everyone else does. I mean, like, you know, when people are tired of being sick and tired, what do you expect people to do, you know? Right. You know, this country was founded on these same principles. Mm-hmm. I don't like what's going on. I don't like what they're doing to me. They're not listening to me. Right. And then let me go do something. Let me take something that they don't want me to take. Let me go do some damage here, right? Yeah, I mean, rioting, looting, whatever it is, everybody responds differently to their trauma. Right. So you can't be upset about that, you know. Unfortunately, businesses get, you know, messed up.
Caught up in the crossfire.
You know, all that good stuff. But, you know, in war, there's always casualties. You know, it happens all the time. So, I mean, I don't see. It's crazy. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy.
I'm not against riots. I'm against riots in black neighborhoods. I think that if you can't afford to get to where the white people do their thing at, then you don't need to be rioting. Okay. Stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in destroying where your grandma goes to the supermarket at.
Definitely not.
Make sure your grandma can buy food the next day.
Definitely not.
I hate murder.
You should. This would be a time. I'm more of a because I guess where I am in life right now. Mm-hmm. I definitely think more about the economic structure versus that. You need people out there messing up the streets. Yeah, you need people out there doing that. Yeah. Just like you need lawyers, just like you need business owners, just like you need political in politics. You need people in place in politics. So
it's a full circle.
Yeah. Full circle. So you need them just like you need. And I feel like the economics to me is the next phase that I think more people need to hop on to, because you can do all that talking, all that fighting, but if you're not structuring yourselves in a way to thrive as a group, financially, like, for instance, buying real estate, you know.
A lot of people don't really think about buying real estate. That's a big market.
This is the best time to do. Man, listen. Last I checked, all you need is like a 580 credit score. Yeah. 580. Yeah, and 3.5% down on a home to get for a first-time homeowners. Come on. So this is a prime time to go ahead and guess what, you're going to get the house that you probably won't. But you need to go get the house you probably need. Don't get the house you want. Get the house
you need. The one with just 2 rooms.
Yeah. This is the time to do that. Man,
get right.
Yeah.
Get right. Take care of yourself. Take care of your community.
Economics, though, to me, is how we
George
correct
Floyd was murdered in cold blood. And then after that, there was a guy, and I'm gonna give a brief story. I'm not gonna give the whole story. A brief story was the guy was drunk. He fell asleep in the Wendy's drive-through.
So crazy.
And then the black lady called the cops, and she said, you know, there's a guy asleep in the Wendy's drive-through. So the cops show up, and the cop is on camera telling them twice, you know, go ahead, pull over to the side, take a nap, and take yourself home. The guy was drunk. He went exactly right back to sleep. Third time, now the cop is aggravated. Takes him out the car, gets to asking him the story. The guy's drunk. He's giving a lie. He can't even get a story together because he's drunk. Now the cop decides he wants to cuff him and take him downtown to let him sleep it off. The guy then tussles with the cops, takes the taser gun, and runs. One cop shoots a taser at him. This guy fires his taser that he stole back, and then the other cop shoots him and kills him. I've got so many people that gave me a mixed up feeling about this murder in particular. Like, now he's charged with murder, and the chief of police in Atlanta has resigned from office. Like, the chief of police quit. This guy's charged with murder. I just want to know, what is your opinion on how that went down? Like, do you feel as though that's a race thing right there? Like, was that because that's how they took it, right? They burned the Wendy's down. They rioted for a week straight. Do you feel as though this one could be attributed to race?
Most definitely.
You think it's still a race thing?
Most definitely. It's never really, before it's a race thing though. Before you talk about race, it's just a policing thing. Yeah. Like it's just like right now what I love when I turn on the television, when I do turn on the television, or when I look on social media, I see more people that don't look like me out there on the streets, right? Which means that before they're looking at race, it's like, wait a minute. As a police, we all get pulled over. We all get pulled over for whatever reason, right? The least I can do is get a normal, give me a normal ticket, send me on my way if I'm drunk or if I'm whatever. I shouldn't be driving. No, I shouldn't. Take my keys. Yeah. Either call, give me opportunity to call somebody home. You take me home, whatever. Do whatever you need to do, right? So about that personal situation, that particular situation, before we talk about the race aspect of it, it's just simple police. Your job is to protect and serve. That's it. So the way you could, it was clear the man was drunk. You clearly identified that. Very clear. Go ahead. If you want to cuff the man, that's cool. If you want to cuff him, that's fine.
My personal opinion, he should have been in the back of the car the first time.
Put him in the back of the car.
He should have been. There shouldn't even have been a turn. Go over here, take a nap. Clearly, there was something wrong,
or just whatever. It didn't have to end in death. That's all I know.
Yeah, and not only that, police beat black people up all the time. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that guy would have wanted getting his ass whipped over, being dead right now.
Yeah, I'm not an officer. I've never worked in a line of duty. Nobody's ever assumed that this job was easy. Yeah, you're right. But at the end of the day, here, the job is to go home safe. Yeah, you and the person who you trying to detain or whatever. But my whole thing is in that aspect. Before I looked at the race aspect, I just simply looked at this police officer here to protect and serve. You had an opportunity to protect, but you ended up taking a life. Yeah. And yes. My man shouldn't have grabbed no taser. He was doing a lot. He was doing a lot. Listen, but he's in his wrong mind. You clearly that's already established. Yeah. Guess what? You already identified him. He can run as far as he want to run. He can run it. You got his address. Car. You got his address. He's gonna probably fall. He's probably gonna pass out somewhere.
And that was my biggest problem. It wasn't like if he was sober and he would have did the actions that he did, then I understand that the police were justified to pull the trigger on a sober man.
Intoxication. I do have a question. I normally do not get on the air.
Well, she on there today. It must be a special time. Look at that. Must be a special time.
Because you got me really interested in hemp. Like what the resources that you do, or the sources that you do. Yes. Does it make you high? I mean, what is it what feeling does it give you?
Great. I would love to talk about that. I would love to talk about that.
To like really like, woosah,
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
And I was wanting to, I want to try. He brought us some things, and I want to kind of see what's going on because I don't stay that far from you.
Sure thing.
So okay, go ahead and answer the question. So does it make you high? What is it? How it makes you feel besides the benefits? How it makes you feel?
How about this? Let me give you a complete breakdown. Let me treat you probably how I would treat anybody who walks in our location that does not fully understand or know what hemp is. Right. All right. So. A lot of people are knowing about CBD. I'm sure you've probably heard of CBD before, right? Anybody else heard of CBD, all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, but I never, I always thought it was like some kind of stuff you buy at the store. Like I honestly took it as a joke because I'm not a drug
Totally
user.
Understand. I understand. Understand. No worry. You're not the only one. Trust me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Sure thing. So CBD is just one of the many cannabinoids that make up the plant, but I'm going to break that down in just a second, okay? So a lot of people heard of marijuana, right? Not many have heard of hemp, right? Hemp is a great plant, grows just like marijuana, very fast, all that good stuff, but there is one little small difference between the two plants, okay? Both of them have CBD, and they also have something called THC. But one produces a whole lot of something called THC. The other one produces a whole lot of something called CBD. All right, got that? THC, CBD. THC Delta 9, more specifically, is the component or the cannabinoid that gets you high, that triggers the brain to get that psychedelic feel, like I'm out of here, right? All right, you got it. Yeah. Hemp will not do that.
Does it put you on cloud now?
This right here, listen, it will not make you high. I don't want to sell no dreams out here. I do not want to sell no dreams.
But it just give you a relaxed feeling.
Very relaxed. I don't want to play what it does neither, because I think what people do is they associate it. When you look at it and then somebody tells you it won't make you high, the next thing is, man, for what I'm gonna do with it, right? Like that's the whole point of this, right? But it ain't really it's not really about that, especially like I was trying to say a little earlier was a lot of people, most of my clientele are older. You know, I'm fortunate to still be young in my youthful years, but most of my clientele are older because they're dealing with stuff, right? They're dealing with the arthritis, they're dealing with the, you know, the psoriasis and all the conditions they were growing up with. They got to a bad stage.
Well,
so yeah,
you being a healthcare professional, can you get a prescription?
There's no need to get a prescription right now.
Okay, so no prescription.
No prescription. You can come right on up in there.
For insurance purposes.
Sure thing.
Because when I went to school for esthetician.
Sure thing.
And certain procedures that they did, or services that we offer, we can get a doctor to write up a prescription for it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I mean, that way you get a prescription, insurance company pay for it.
Right. So unfortunately,
you know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, right now, the crazy part about the cannabis industry, because that's what hemp is, it's a cannabis plant, just like marijuana is a cannabis plant, okay? So the thing about the cannabis industry is a lot of people still are wavering the fence here. We got like more than, I want to say right there, either half or right there a little bit more than the country is legal for marijuana. The whole country is legal for hemp, except for 2 states. But luckily, North Carolina's not one of them. So that's a great thing.
I was just trying to look at the other side of it that, you know, like, could the insurance company pay for it? Because there's certain things that they do pay for, you know? I mean, I think other states, don't they pay for weed and stuff? I mean,
so
marijuana.
Like I said, they definitely. Nah, you're right. I mean, there's medical marijuana.
Do they pay for that? I mean, do the insurance company pay for that?
Out there, no. Cannabis industry.
I know somebody could really benefit from it.
Most
so that's
definitely.
Why I'm asking, like,
but that's the beautiful part, though. You don't have to have a doctor. I don't want to have to go see a doctor for him to tell me that I can go get some green, right? You know, I don't want to have to go see a doctor. It's something like I told you before. It's like, you know, I should be able to grow this in my backyard, honestly. It's a crop that grows up no different than tomatoes in my garden, no different than some sage or some basil. It's another plant, right?
Making these names, or these names are like the names?
Oh man, these are real names, man. Those are real names. He's talking about the flower over here.
This smells like some fire.
It is. That's El Jefe right there.
It smells like hemp, but this smells like some gas.
It would be cool if we could light one up in here. It would be so cool, but I know we're not being able to do that, so y'all can get a real first-hand experience.
I'm gonna light this up. Don't worry. I'm gonna smoke this one and this one for Bobby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, one of these is getting smoked on the way home. But
got it.
I want you to know that this smells like some fire. Like, this smells like loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could have brought some in. I known, but nah. This stuff right here though, but like I said,
I expected it to smell like what's that?
You gotta squeeze the size at the top. Squeeze the size. There you go. Perfect.
What's that other CBD that they sell? That one that they use on the gas, that like the watered down version.
Oh man, I can't tell you what they sell at other locations.
But it don't smell like this smell.
I can't tell you what they have at other locations. I can only tell you what they have at the hemp source.
Like, this smells like weed.
Well, you know, technically it is a weed.
I'm saying it cannabis. Smells like some sour.
But it's cannabis. Why are we trying to? I think that's the big stigma here. You keep trying to separate it like it's not cannabis.
This right here. This
it's cannabis.
Like 2020.
It is cannabis.
But it's on a lower level.
Cannabis from the
it
plant.
It's not a lower level. It's what it is. It's hemp. It's hemp. Just like you have marijuana, you have hemp.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it.
It's more natural. You know, it's so natural. It's more natural weed.
See, I don't want to tell my business.
Hey, listen. Hey, if you were in my store, we're in the judgment-free zone. That's what we tell everybody. You're in the judgment-free zone.
This many questions in the interview. I don't know how long.
I'll tell you what. I know we don't talk about things, but this smells good.
Smells like gas. It's the same thing as gas,
like,
and it's more natural.
I mean,
like, that's
but it might be the real. We're gonna find out.
Wow, this is so funny.
So we loving the hemp industry.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about us, though, me and my company and our partners and everything, the good thing about our company is that we actually grow it. The hemp source is not just a person that just sells it. You're going to see a lot of these shops pop up because, of course, people want to get a part of the craze, right? They want to, get a part of it, get a part of it. But the thing is, it makes us different is that we grow it and we process it. All right, so we know we're the source all the way down the line. That's the beautiful part.
But see, that's official. Now I can trust I'm buying it from the person. I don't know. Exactly. I don't have to worry about nobody else hands touching it. So if something's wrong, you take it. Yeah, that's tough. I like that.
Most definitely.
So what's the address for my listeners?
690 Jonestown Road.
Jonestown Road. Pull up.
Like cancer and stuff like that come in?
Most definitely. Like I said, I can explain all that to you. Let me explain what it does in the body. If y'all give me a moment, give me like a good little few minutes, because I'll be, I'd rather explain it so.
Because so do you not know yourself?
Of course I do. Like why wouldn't I take advantage of something that's going to give me?
Right, but I mean, some things I just
let's get
right. I just don't know. But anyway.
All right. Hold on one second.
Leave questions in the comment section.
Oh man, this is like so official. Yes. All right. So the thing about it is, like, the way it works is your body has something called an endocannabinoid system. Okay, the endocannabinoid system is talking to the receptors in your body. All right, like your CB1 and your CB2 receptors in your body. This is why most people that indulge in marijuana, they have a nice sensation with it, right? Your body automatically receives it because everything that the marijuana plant or even the hemp plant, both cannabis plants, they grow what your body already produces. Your body makes CBD. All right, your body does it. It just doesn't grow it at doesn't do it at an exponential rate. So sometimes you might be low on cannabinoids when you're stressed, when you're in pain, when you're in inflammation, when you're going through a ailment. Like, you're low on your cannabinoids, you need another refill. No different than people taking like a vitamin C pill, right? You take a vitamin pill, like you take a little daily pill, something like that, right? This is like another supplement, if you will, right? So the way this works is, like I said, you can either inhale it, eat it, whatever, right? Goes inside the body, talks to those receptors, and starts offering some inflammation. So you asked about cancer patients. Cancer patients have a tough time, depending upon the type of cancer, can have a tough time keeping food down. So this is why things like marijuana is really good for them, because marijuana gives you an appetite but helps keep the food down, right? So things like that. But pain, that inflammation that they're having, that's what the CBD comes in and kicks in and starts working really good for that. People that are dealing with high blood pressure, things of that nature, or out of control blood pressure. The point of your endocannabinoid system is to keep your body at a homeostasis point, trying to keep it very balanced, okay? So what this does is it offers those cannabinoids in the body to make it stay at a homeostasis, okay? So when you think of things like medications, what medications do, they're artificial. So one thing we all know about medications is that they all have side effects, right? Well, the great thing about this little green plant that grows out the ground that God created, I can't say it has zero side effects, right? But it has very, 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 very few bad side effects, right? So great things. And CBD, people talk about the CBD, but see, our store is not called a CBD store because we sell hemp, and because CBD is just one cannabinoid, all right? We're something called full spectrum. So you're going to get a tiny bit of THC in this. You're going to get a little bit of CBG, CBN, all that kind of stuff. All these different cannabinoids that make up the plant and that make the CBD are even stronger. That's what we offer you. Some people, they may try to sell you. What is that?
What the food cookies and stuff like that?
Cookies, yeah. So we do edibles. We have like a Rice Krispie treat, Fruity Pebbles. We got the Captain Crunch. We got the brownies. The brownies go crazy. We got something called edible flour. It's crazy.
No,
you don't have to lock it up, because let me tell you, it could be beneficial for your children. Some children that are dealing with ADHD, ADD, kids are dealing with diabetes, kids are dealing with cancer, kids are dealing with these things. So, they of course don't need to take a high dose of it, and you don't have to smoke it. This is the thing too. I know this is the conversation piece. People like to talk about the conversation piece of the flower or the pre-rolls, right? That's just one aspect. But a lot of people don't smoke for good reasons. A lot of people don't smoke, and that's okay. So you can consume it in a different way, right? Go ahead and tell your story. I want to hear. Pull up a drink. Go ahead and light one up. Just start talking.
Real quick for everybody on iHeartRadio. She never speaks this much. She never. So I want everybody on iHeart to like this right now. I want everybody on Spotify to add this to their playlist right now.
I feel so special right now.
She has never spoken this much on no
round of applause, man.
Let's go, Miss Faye.
Yes.
I want to hear the story too.
All right. Look,
all right.
Okay, when I was younger, I did experience with marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And how was your experience? Tell me about your experience.
It wasn't good. It made me paranoid.
Made you paranoid.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, it made me, I don't know what it was. It was really, really strong. I was like, I promise if I got through that high, I would never do it again.
Right. Okay. That's what everybody says, That's what
I was I was like, Lord, please get this. But anyway, so I just don't, that's why I it's been a long time. I'm 40 years old.
Right.
So
looking great too over there. Yeah.
Let's get that.
That's what's up.
Be quiet, young man. 30 years old.
Oh man, listen.
30s and
looking great over there. Good, beautiful skin, beautiful black skin. We love that. We love that, sister.
Amen.
Yeah.
But just I wanted to try something, but I didn't I don't want it to make me paranoid. Because
totally
I
understand.
do nursing, and we're around people all the time, and
Totally
stressed out, you know. And I have sometimes I take like pills to help me get sleep. Sometimes because I work third shift, and I'm usually working like day shift, and I have to take something to bring my body down because it's a different schedule I normally work. So that's why I was wanting to try that, but I didn't want nothing to make me paranoid. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to make me paranoid, make me eat up everything. But if it's gonna make me eat, then I'll make sure I do it before I go to sleep. So I eat in my sleep.
Right. Totally understand.
Sleep
plan this thing out. Plan this thing out. Yeah.
But yeah, to make a long story short. So you know.
So. Yeah. I mean, to piggyback off of everything you're saying, I mean, I feel you. A lot of people have had that experience. That's one of the downsides of marijuana, right? Is that it makes you paranoid for some people, right? Yeah, it can make you cause some laziness, drowsiness, dry mouth, hunger, all those things, right? These are things that you associate with marijuana,
but
which is
since the CBD is on a mental high, it wouldn't be the same effect, right? That's more like a body relaxation.
Well, it's gonna so you're not gonna get high.
Right.
All right. I know it's tough to explain without you trying.
And the high made her paranoid, but the body relaxation, right?
You got it. So the thing is the key.
Never got that experience with marijuana.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't smoke
it's
marijuana.
okay. It's okay.
I don't know what she's talking about.
So
I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah. So the thing is.
But we're on legal, but I'm just talking about the past. I mean, I'm just being honest.
In my past, I was in the church.
Weird experiences with that. Maybe it was.
Maybe it was what you were smoking. Like you got to know what strain you're smoking. You got to know if it's a sativa or an indica.
You know, really got that strong stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I stayed in. You ever heard of Piedmont Circle?
Yeah. I grew up right off Cleveland. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, Cleveland.
We grew up around the hood, and we used to get that real stuff. I don't know what this kind of stuff they be getting now to give you a headache, but we had stuff to put you like
down.
Yeah. So like the marijuana growing up, like today's marijuana is like
1,000 times stronger.
Than we're growing up. Oh yeah.
1,000 times stronger.
Oh yeah.
Lord have
how it's grown.
I was around this guy. Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm about to make y'all laugh.
Go ahead and talk. I got my feet up right now. Wish y'all could see me.
I was on a date with this guy, right, and he was doing whatever, and I smelled it, and I got a contact off of it. That stuff was so strong. I thought I started hearing Purple Rain.
Oh man,
this is the best podcast in Winston Salem. I just want to say that this is the best podcast.
Really slow. I don't know anybody can get like under the influence because I was driving like really slow, like golly, that's strong. You know, because if you ever
slows your reaction time,
yeah.
Yeah.
You ever close the car windows in the car and all that stuff just in there? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. Yeah. See, y'all know all the.
I was in the church.
To make it deep.
You talking about like a lot of smoke in the car? So like I believe the street term is called a hot box. I believe. I believe the street term is called a hot box.
Yeah, you was hot box.
I believe they call that a hot box.
You can't avoid the weed if you hot boxing. Ain't no avoiding the weed then.
Oh man.
You're in the car, you're getting high.
Oh man.
Okay. All right, but make sure you cut it out.
So I got a question for you, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I was just like, I wanted to. I miss my youthful days. We used to give.
Oh man.
Look, that. I'm not gonna lie. I have to invite you back because she's never spoke that much on the show. So you have to come back.
Oh man, I'm honored.
She has to come back.
I'm honored.
She literally hasn't said more than one question in the show ever. So we're gonna do that. That's crazy.
And guess what? You know we had TT Palmer on here.
Oh man, what's up? That's what's up. Yeah.
Gang.
You know.
Yeah.
I get the mic.
Okay, TT Palmer's right now. She's the interim. What is that? City Council until the official goes in December. Yeah. So she was on our first annual show, initial show.
Shout out to her. She's been grinding,
congratulations to her,
taking care of the community.
It was a blessing to have somebody that's doing high things
right.
and in the government doing things.
Miss Faith knew she was gonna do great things, and that's why she put her on the show. Shout out to Miss Palmer holding it down for the community, doing her thing.
She's very humble. She don't think she's over herself.
But she's doing her thing. Man, y'all make sure y'all show her some mad love because she is doing her thing for the community. Whether you white, black, Chinese, Indian, whatever, she's just trying to make sure things are just. And we're gonna get favorite strand. I've been holding that. Favorite strain
of my hemp right here.
I want both. I want hemp and I want weed.
I can't speak about marijuana strains because it is not legal here in North Carolina.
Heard that.
But I definitely can tell you all about this good old hemp right here.
Hemp. What's the favorite strain?
My favorite strain right now that we have, which is what I brought with me today with y'all. Right now, it's got to be the El Jefe that we got, man. It's a newer strain. It's pretty strong. For me, I like to chill. My mind is always running, like the businesses, kids, and everybody. So sometimes popular one. Right now, it's crazy. I can't say what's the most popular one. Everybody comes and has their favorite. They're all really good. I mean, I can't. Just because something may be my favorite, it may not be yours, right? Like for you, on the instance, like, you talked about getting paranoid, things of that nature. Sometimes a sativa can do that to you because it kind of have you a little too, get you too active, get your mind running. So you may need.
The different strains is real, like different.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Indica gives you a different high. One gives you a body high, one gives you a mental.
I've been out the game for
a little bit, yeah.
Around that, right?
Yeah.
Right. I haven't studied the science. I'm just going off. I mean, I was in the church, but I'm going off of this movie I seen one time.
They should be having this in the church. I don't see why that's
shout
is a bad
thing.
Shout
out to the church.
I don't. Hey, I'm serious.
Listen, let's get so. Hell, right? I ain't said it.
Come on,
I ain't said it.
You think God is really gonna send you to hell for indulging?
Hey, E, when they spin this back on iHeartRadio, they gonna hear me say I was in the church. I wasn't in the street.
Oh man,
I wasn't doing them things. I wasn't doing them things. I was in the church.
Man, look at there.
The church. I don't want to lie. The church.
Well, the most dirt be in the pool pit. So.
Yeah, there we go. Somebody don't sip the holy water.
That's a whole nother episode.
Listen.
Right? Wow.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that y'all remember that y'all are tuned in right now to the hottest podcast in Winston, Salem, Pink Talk Podcast. Got my man JayWay Photography, but it's also Hemp Source the store. Jay Galloway in the building. Make sure you shout out social media for them one time. Just to remind them who we are.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at JayWay Photography or at the Hemp Source WS. You can also check out the website jaywayphotography.com and the hempsourcews.com.
I want to put out there that if I can get 100 people to go on Pink Talk Podcast tonight, go on. I'm gonna make the number better. Let's get 30 people to go to the post about Bobby Bugatti and wish him a good well soon. If you give him 30 get well soon from this moment right now till later, you feel me? I will do a live from the Hemp Source store.
Free pre-rolled hemp. It's on me. You know
what I'm saying? We'll pick a random person. Pick a random person. We'll go to the Hemp Source store. We'll get you some of that on the Pink Talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's wish my man Bobby a good well soon. Let's also give him a follow at B_Bugatti, the celebrity host. You know what is going on, man? You follow me at Coldplay Woo. We got my man Jay Galloway in the building. He's giving us all this knowledge.
Most definitely.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
We're very appreciative of it.
Oh,
no, yeah, very appreciative.
Yeah,
listen, I'm having a blast.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just trying to dispel like the myths. Right, we still are in the South, so like
you got a lot of
how the joke is always the church, and because we're in the South, right? So, but I mean, it's just funny because once again, it's a herb. It's no different than the herb that we season our food with.
Yeah,
and all.
Now, the people that kind of look at you in a certain type of way because of the business.
Oh no, definitely not. I think once again, a lot of people just miseducated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like the older people that don't understand. They're like, are there older people in your family that are super church heavy? They're like, what is he doing business with weed?
You know what? The way that I get around that is I probably like carry some of our pain salve in my pocket all the time, right? And so my older people, like my elders, they're dealing with arthritis. So I may just whip that out of my pocket and be like, hey, let me rub some of this on your knee, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they feeling good. Like, yo, what was that you rubbed on me? And it's like, oh, that's just this hemp. It's like, oh, what? Well, you know what? Such and such did, but it's funny. It always breaks though. It's like, well, such and such did used to do this back in the day or whatever with the whoop. And then it starts the conversation, and then you start realizing, you know what? I don't gotta get high. Like I don't. A lot of people are not trying to get high.
Right.
Like,
very good.
I can rub it on my knee.
On top of that, like drug testing and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about that stuff like that. But
that was another thing I was gonna ask.
Like, does it come up positive or anything?
Yeah, right. That's the question.
Does it come up positive?
Like, is that amount of THC enough to make a drug urine dirty? Like, yeah, that's a good question.
So legally speaking, I cannot legally answer that question for you, despite the fact that I may know the answer. Okay, I don't want to be held liable for anyone's job
right,
out there. Okay?
Right,
I'm
and
not sure.
So there should be an amount.
I'm not going to be responsible.
Right.
But however, what I will say, you can, upon doing your own research, you can find out what I'm going to say. So it's not coming from my mouth. It's coming from research that is available. You have to be consuming a lot of hemp for it to show up. All right. That is what research has told us. So nothing like how marijuana, you can take marijuana, it's going to stay in your system for like upwards of 60 to 90 days. You know, honestly, depending upon how
your hair
deep of
a
connoisseur you are of that, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas hemp, it's only 0.3% THC. Marijuana has upwards of 20 to 30%. So we're not even 0.5% of the THC level that is in marijuana. Exactly, you know, and you know, like I said, like a lot of people they come to us because for one, we're legal.
Yeah.
For two, not everybody's trying to get high. Like I probably still gotta go to work, or I still gotta do this or do that, right? And sometimes I need to go hit something at work, right? Sometimes I need to go to the car and, you know, do what I need to do, right? It would be great if you could just get the relief you need without having to be high. I can still be as sharp and as coherent as I need to be, you know, and you know, like, and
that's really good because when I used to like do assist with outpatient surgeries,
right?
You know, I'll be real, child vasectomies. The guys were like very nervous before the procedure.
Right.
This would have been very beneficial for them because they were
very nervous procedure.
Well, you know, and so they would prescribe them like one volume or something.
Very nervous procedure.
Exactly what it was. They would prescribe them one pill before the procedure, and it helped to bring them down. And this would be good for people before the procedures that are nervous and stuff like that, because some procedures you have to be woke for, and when we did vasectomies, they were woke.
Right.
And so they was nervous. Just the thought of somebody doing something.
Man, I'm not there yet in my life that I even think about.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's a tough job.
But I can see that, yeah.
So it would have been beneficial for them.
Very much so. I mean, yeah.
I'll make sure we put the word out there about that, because that's very good.
Most definitely. Once again, it's not like you always have to smoke it. I know that's like the conversation piece that a lot of people talk about because it looks so much like marijuana and things of that nature. But you don't have to if you don't want to. There's plenty of other ways to take it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like I love our teas. We have like 6 different varieties of teas. I mean, wouldn't that be great that you can get your relief? Yeah.
Drinking.
You just put your tea bag in your little thermos, walk around on the job and be straight, you know.
Yeah,
and still be sharp. Still
gotta
come
come
to
check
worry
the
about,
store.
you know?
That's a come check. Yeah. She said grocery shop.
Get a new car this
Get some
week.
snacks. Get some tea.
Oh man.
So, but
crazy.
So I wanted to come around there before now. I said I want to go in there see what they got.
Yeah, come holler at us. Come holler. We just releasing. We're getting ready to release our hookah too. So we actually have hookah. So instead of you smoking all that tobacco deep into them lungs, man, get you something that's gonna be a little helpful for you. Dabs. Everybody like dabs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't smoke hookah. I can't smoke hookah because it's too like thick,
too heavy, right? Yeah, but that's the tobacco, man.
Makes me like cough so hard, like I can't smoke it.
Not for everybody, but for those who do indulge,
like I like the flavor. I'm bad with inhaling. Like I'll inhale it even when they tell you not to. Like
exactly, you're not supposed to inhale this tobacco. Look how these chemicals and the stuff that's in it. You know,
and I always end up getting something in there, and then I'm coughing up a storm. Everybody's looking at me like, and I'm like,
man, yeah.
Let me just say acid reflux.
Feel a little embarrassed.
Let me just say acid reflux and just look at everybody walk off. Yeah. So you said the dabs too. The dabs are
like wax, like people.
That's a big thing now. Like people are really hype on all that dabs and
probably
wax.
Want like a nice concentrated, very very concentrated amount of it. You know, that's another way to consume it. It's a lot of different ways to consume it. I like edibles. Edibles are cool because edibles last a long time. They break down in the body.
Yeah,
they break down in the body really good. So,
and you can relax and just eat. This is like eating a favorite snack. Like, let me eat this Rice Krispie treat.
Why not?
And then I'm calming down at the same time.
Down, my thoughts together. Right. I can focus. I can do what I need to do.
Especially with the time now, because like seeing as they labeled you an essential worker and this has been as essential.
Oh yeah.
You actually were helping a lot of people out around this time.
So you were actually an essential worker.
Yeah. We are essential. So like I said, we're not. I can't speak for everyone else, but like I said, our company grows, so we're an agricultural company. Like, you know, we grow, you know, so we're essential.
Make the system work for you.
Most definitely.
Make the system work for you, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And check the hemp in this out.
Wonderful beautiful, beautiful black couple that's doing.
Appreciate it. Shout out to my wife. Let me get a moment here. Shout out to my lovely wife, Kayla Galloway. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for that woman right there, if it wasn't for that woman right there, man, listen, it's nothing like having a great partner by your side, whether they're in your business or outside of your business, but just a life partner, period. Let me tell you, my baby, Kayla Galloway, she is the truth. You know what I'm saying? She's a great mother at that. She's about to be 32, so 30 soon. I'm about to say, I'll say 32, but I guess I'm 30 as well. But yeah, listen. Yes, big 3-0 is coming
bad.
up.
He almost got whooped when he got
No, most definitely not, man. Listen, stepping into this new solstice over here. My beautiful baby's doing great. She's a black entrepreneur. She's a minority, a full-blown minority. She's a woman out here. You know what I'm saying? The CEO of my company right there.
Salute to the black women that are doing their thing out here. And I want to make one point to you black women out there, and I want you to just, you might not think he appreciates everything you do, because he might not always say it, but he's appreciating everything you do. So keep pushing that man to be better out there.
I'm going to make sure I say it right
keep
now, baby.
Keep pushing that man to be better out there.
The one for the wife.
I'm saying too, I appreciate you. I love my wife. She pushes me to do better every day.
Have her on here sometime. Yeah. She's a doula, by the way. If anybody out there is dealing with the pregnancy out there, she definitely can still step by step with you, man. So you can definitely holler at her, Kayla Galloway. Yeah.
Shout out to Mrs. Galloway for holding it down.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, we're gonna post that about that too.
Sure thing.
In the building, man. And I just
close out the show.
We're gonna listen. I want y'all to understand one thing. I'm home. I'm home, E. You can't get rid of me that easy this time. Shout out to everybody out there. I want one more shout out to my man, Bugatti, man. I miss you, bro. I hope the surgery went well. I'm going to call you as soon as I get out of here. You better answer your phone. You know what I'm saying? I want you.
Black Lives Matter, and in November, don't forget to vote.
Black Lives Matter, register to vote. Get it popping. Make sure you vote locally. Make sure you vote locally. They do local votes every 2 years. Make sure you vote locally.
And make demands. Make a plan. Make demands. Don't just let them do what they want to do.
I know what it is. It's Pink Talk Podcast. I want to give my man Jay Galloway one more chance to give y'all his social medias, information how you can reach him, the address to his store, and give us goodbyes to the people. Let's get it.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Like I said, man, this is Jay Galloway again, man. Check me out at JayWay Photography, or you can go to my website, jaywayphotography.com. Check out the Hemp Source at thehempsourcews.com, or Instagram and Facebook at thehempsourcews. Yeah.
And don't forget, spam up that Get Well Bugatti in the chat. When I see 30 new ones, I'm going straight to the Hemp Source. I'm getting somebody right with a gift package from the Hemp Source. I'm going to make it happen for you. You hear me? Mess with me, Pink Talk Podcast. I'll be your host, Coldplay Woo. You can follow me at Coldplay_Woo. You can also follow the best man in the engineering game for this podcast game at Open Media Labs. You know what I mean? Because we home. You can follow Miss Faith at MissFaith_Pink Talk Podcast. You can follow Bugatti at B_Bugatti, a celebrity host. And you can follow us as a whole at Pink Talk Podcast on Instagram. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I wish y'all the best that's going on out here. Have a good night, everybody.